Väinö Linna was one of the most influential Finnish writers of the 20th century, known internationally especially for his novel about the continuation war from 1941 to 1944 from the viewpoint of ordinary Finnish soldiers. The Unknown Soldier in Finnish Tuntematon sotilas, published in a partly censored form in 1954 and in an uncensored form with its original title, a war novel, in 2000. He consolidated his position with a trilogy, Here Under the Northern Star or Täällä Pohjantähden alla, published from 1959 to 1963. He was born in the town of Urjala in western Finland in December 1920 and died in the city of Tampere in April 1992. Tampere is also located in western Finland. His father was a butcher who died when Väinö Linna was only 8 years old. Thus his mother had to support the entire family by working at a nearby manor. He, already as a young boy, became interested in literature, loving adventure novels which he borrowed from the local library. Because his mother didn't have enough money to pay for secondary school studies, his formal education ended in the mid-1930s when he had completed 6 years of elementary school. He then worked as a lumberjack and a farmhand and then moved to Tampere in 1938. Typical of his generation, the adolescent author to be moved from the countryside to a developing city in search of industrial labor, which he found at the Finlayson textile mills. In 1940 he was conscripted into the Finnish army. He participated in the continuation war between Finland, Germany and the Soviet Union from 1941 to 1944, fighting on the Eastern Front. He worked as a squad leader and wrote notes and observations about his and his unit's experiences. After the war he got married and started writing while working at the mills during the day. During his time at Finlayson he read avidly. Such authors as Schopenhauer, probably a German writer of the late 18th and early 19th centuries, Dostoevsky, a famous Russian writer of the 19th century, and Nietzsche, a famous and controversial German writer and philosopher of the late 19th century. He later said that the German-born Erich Maria Remarque's novel All Quiet on the Western Front also had a great influence on him. His first two novels, Päämäärä or Destination and Musta rakkaus or Black Love, sold poorly. He also wrote poetry but did not enjoy success with that either. Not until the release of The Unknown Soldier in 1954 did he rise to fame. The Unknown Soldier's characters were unarguably more diverse, realistic yet heroic than those of earlier Finnish war novels. The novel sold 175,000 copies in only 6 months. Although the book was harshly received back in the early 1950s, Finland still had quite a strict censorship. Passages were routinely removed from books that were deemed blasphemous, that is, mocking God, or mocking the church, or the fatherland, or the family. In the mid-1950s he moved to Hämeenkyrö and began to cultivate crops. In 1959, the first part of the novel Here Under the Northern Star was released. The book was a success and other parts were to follow. In 1964, Linna sold the farm and returned to Tampere. He could now dedicate his remaining life entirely to literature due to the financial success that his works had earned him. In 1984 or 1985, he had a stroke which caused him to lose the ability to speak. After some time, he contracted cancer. He had smoked for decades, pipe, and this cancer killed him in April 1992. His social realism had a profound influence on the Finnish social, political, and cultural life. Many quotations from his books are nowadays Finnish sayings such as the opening line of Here Under the Northern Star. In the beginning there were the swamp, the hoe, and Jussi. That is recognized by most Finns as well as the fictional Karelian soldier Antti Rokka's famous exclamation, "Where do you need a real good man? Here you have one." Showcasing the value of his legacy, Linna was pictured on the 20-mark banknote which was in use from 1993 to 2002. In addition, both of his major works have been filmed twice.